So you're wondering how to go about finding a second job. I can understand that. There's pluses and minuses here that need to be taken into consideration. Let's break them down so you don't end up trying to eat the whole elephant in one sitting and end up burning out. Hey, I'm Darren. Welcome to the Ramblin' Recruiter. Welcome back to another video. This is where I usually ask you to subscribe, but I'm trying something a little different today. So if you think this video would help you or somebody you know, please share it on one of your other social media profiles. And if you'd like to subscribe, link is below in the description. I'd really like it if you did. A second job, extra scratch every week. Sounds great, right? It can be, or it can burn you out faster than a jackrabbit on a date. Let's explore how to find a second job the right way and some important things to keep in mind. It kind of goes without saying, but a second job needs to align with your life and your other goals. Now, I know this from personal experience. Back in 2008, during the recession, my business was in the toilet. I was working for straight commission at that time as an agency recruiter. And it was really tough to make ends meet. And I took a second job in the evenings and on the weekends at the grocery store, working in the frozen section. I can tell you that was not a fun job. It was hard work. I would come home almost frostbitten every night. My point being, if you're already working a 9 to 5, you've got to find a job that's got a very flexible schedule to allow you to work evenings or weekends or some other schedule that will work with your primary job. You have to keep in mind, however, though, you do need time to rest. If you try to work from 9 to 5 and then from 5:30 to midnight every night, you are going to be burnt out, and you are going to be burnt out fast. You will be exhausted. You'll be living on coffee and Red Bull and 5-hour energy. I know, because I tried to do it and it didn't last very long. Not to mention the fact that it does take a serious toll on your work-life balance and quality of life situation. You know, my wife was home with a new baby. Our daughter was only, I don't know, 6-8 months old at that time, and I hardly ever saw either of them. So it can definitely take a toll on your relationships and your physical body. There's some ways around that, and actually I would strongly encourage you to look into gig work like Uber, Amazon Flex, DoorDash, Grubhub, because they allow you to fully set your own schedule. There is no fluctuating schedule. We need you here from this time to this time. No, you flip on the app and you work when you want to work. Yeah, there's positives and negatives to that. You're not really an employee. You got to do your own taxes. Because it's fully flexible and allows you to set your own schedule, there are no set hours. It's a good option. You won't lose out on too much family time, and you'll only work when you actually feel up to working, not totally exhausted. You're going to want to be upfront with the new employer as well. Look, tell them that you have another job and that this is a second job. They may very well be much more willing to work with you on your hours and scheduling if they know that. Remember what I said before, it's really important to leave enough time for family and for rest. So the more upfront you are with the new employer, the second employer, the more likely it is that you'll have a schedule that you can accommodate both jobs and your life at the same time. When I was in college, I was working one summer in construction from about 6 in the morning till about 5 at night, and then I was valet parking cars, you know, in the evenings from say 7 to midnight. So those two never conflicted with each other. The valet company knew it was a second job for me. They knew that I was not available during lunch times. It worked out really well. Remember what I said before about burning out? The truth of the matter is that a second job is usually only temporary for most people. You might be trying to pay off some debt or save up some money for a vacation or some specific purpose that you're trying to make money for, or you may be trying to supplement one part-time job with another. I get that. However, the reality of the situation is the likelihood of burning out is really, really high. And the more burned out you get, the less likely you are to perform at your highest level. The second job is very likely to be temporary. As you look for a second job, you might want to consider going after some jobs that'll give you unique experiences, things that you haven't done before. Yeah, you could go for something very similar to what your primary job is. It's going to accelerate the burnout factor. So you may want to consider doing something that gives you a completely unique experience. A change of scenery or a change in responsibilities can make all the difference in making it a more enjoyable, potentially longer-term situation for you. So I want to hear from you. If you've had experience with balancing 2 or more jobs, leave a comment below in the description with any tips or tricks you maybe think that I missed. So if you are going to press forward with finding a second job, I recommend you check out the video over here. That will give you some tips on how to find one really quickly. The video that's over here is the one that YouTube thinks you're going to like the best. They usually write about that too. Thanks for being here. Enjoy the rest of your job seeking day. Stay classy, YouTube. See you next time.